guys and gals, and welcome to the Monday, July 24th episode of Morning Coffee and Chat. For those of you that didn't see the post this morning that kind of went along with this whole it's going to be one of those weeks thing. Um, yep, it is, and it's crappy Maxwell House. Dev, no coffee is a really bad coffee. But if you live just a little bit closer, man, just a little bit closer, you you could be kicking back with me for the little bit of this here Black Rifle. This is Silencer Smooth, man. This is a good coffee right here. I love this coffee. But that's what we're drinking this week is Silencer Smooth from Black Rifle Coffee Company. Oh yeah, weak coffee is bad coffee, but you just gotta add a few more grounds to what's already there, and you'll liven it up. Morning, Deb. Morning, Tony. Morning, Jen. Uh, Hope everybody's doing well this morning. Anyway, getting back to the post. Um, I got called yesterday. I was actually supposed to have Mondays and Tuesdays off, which are Steph's days off right now until she goes back on days next month. And I got a phone call yesterday and found out that the kid that works during the afternoon up at the bar in the kitchen, I guess he was involved in a serious grease fire Saturday. So he's in the hospital, laid up for the next couple days, and the kitchen manager called me right off the bat and wanted me to cover my shifts and his this week. So the way it's looking right now, it's going to be at least for the next 5 or 6 days until we know what's going on with him. Of course, I've only met him once, but he seems like a really good kid. Um, I'm sure. Uh, I'm sure they were in the middle of a rush or something like that, and he tried to drop two full baskets of fries or a basket of fries and tater tots or something, and caused it to flare up. And so, yeah. But, thoughts and prayers are with him right now, speedy recovery, things like that. So, um, morning, Santee. Good to see you. If I urinate coffee, then doggone it. That sucker just jumped on me. And if I urinate stronger coffee than you drink, one of us is doing something wrong. True that. Tomorrow starts the new shift. Trying to now back up there, bugger. Trying to get ready for that. Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun. Oh God, yeah, it's gonna be really busy here because though I'm gonna have to cut the live streams back to like an hour to have time to get in the tub, get ready to go to work. I'm still planning on putting out um, regular number of videos and stuff like that. After I got the phone call yesterday, I went on and got Tuesday's video already set up. Um, Thursday's video is going to be different. Let's just put it that way. It's going to be really, really different. And then, of course, Sundays, and that's as far ahead as I'm going right now. Um, but I'm going to be up late after work getting Thursdays and Sundays done. But yeah, seems like everyone's busy. Oh yeah. Let me see here. Fast, I get the oil to the skin. Go to the oil. Should be what I said. Yeah, it really is, Deb. And sadly enough, uh, our EMTs, our nearest one is about 10 minutes away. So from the time that he got burnt until the time they got there and got a place to park because it's right on a main street with very, very little parking. And there's a back parking lot, but it's so tight. I mean, it's made for normal vehicles. Now, if they were smart, they pulled in the paved lot at the VFW right next door and just walked around the fence right there, separating our parking lot from the VFWs. They have a much larger parking lot there, as you can imagine, most VFWs do. But as for our street parking, no, there might be 12 or 14 parking spots um, available on the street on our side of the road, and on a Saturday they're normally pretty full with the VFW there, and the bar right down from us, about four buildings, the old 1878 bar that's down there, and then our place. There's not a lot of available parking, so my mind's on vacation mode, even though it doesn't start till Friday. Well, it's good to be prepared. Definitely good to be prepared. But yeah, I have no clue how long it took him to get there, get to him, get something on his skin. I know that 30, God, what, 30, 34 years ago, when I burnt my knuckle cleaning a deep fryer, um, I'll tell you what, be honest with you, I did this and my skin went, and I've still got like 8 or 10 little scars on that knuckle. Okay, you can't see them in this light, but yeah, I was holding the scratcher, and of course on those deep fryers, you've got them filtering, and you've got the pump running, so you can filter them out and everything. Basically, I was just cleaning the stuff off the edge of the deep fryer, and while it was spraying in, and it and popped up and hit my knuckle. So 365 degree grease just hit that knuckle just right, and I jerked back and ouch, and like a Stretch Armstrong. So yeah, emergency agencies don't need to park, but you've only got one lane going one way and one lane going the other way downtown. So they had to, block off the northbound lane with the ambulance, and they had to wait for the traffic since it is a highway going through town. They had to wait for a chance to get out of the ambulance and get back into the ambulance once they got him. So yeah, it's not a matter of them having to find a place to park. It's a matter of their safety and his safety and the safety of the other drivers. So I mean, we have semis, we have farm implements, we have regular pedestrian or regular civilian cars and trucks and big trucks and everything going through there. So yeah, I mean, it's not a matter of finding a place to park. It's just, well, you know what our downtown's like, Jan. You've been down there. So yeah, I mean, Not big. I can block the streets. EMTs here park where they want to get patients. Exactly. Yeah. And we do too. It's just, doing it safely for everybody involved. I have a scar on my finger from when I worked at chocolatier making hard candy. Wow. I I've never done traffic control for EMS before. I have, like when they're backing out of a tight space or something like that. I have gone out in the street and watched for traffic just in case they needed traffic control. But I've never actually had to do traffic. It was safe, and they were able to. Oh God, hiccups. They were able to back out safely and get on their way. So it's not like the way these people drive around here. Like they're going to pay much attention to me out in the street anyway. Dunk, 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 dunk. What was that? Not sure. Think you hit a squirrel. So I hope you guys have all had a good morning so far. Hope you had a good weekend. I was or am one of the few people in this town who trading for traffic. I was going to be a crossing guard last year. They got a hold of me. No, it wasn't last year. It was the year before last. Chief of police got a hold of me since we had a decent rapport with each other, and he said, "Hey, you only live like 3 houses down from, where the elementary school crosses the road. You want to be the crossing guard." I think the old man is going to finally retire, which I think they still had horses and buggies when he started being a crossing guard right there. Um, God, he's older than dirt. The dude can't even stand up straight anymore. But um, yeah, I guess he decided not to retire because I was never a crossing guard. So, is there more? I always feel bad for him having his first gauntlet of vehicles. Yeah, definitely. Is that 3 points or 1/3 point per hit? Yeah, exactly. How many points do you get on your? How many points do you get against your license for hitting a YouTuber? I guess it just depends on whether or not the dummy is standing in the middle of the road with a tripod or not. If he's crossing the road as a pedestrian, then yeah, it'd probably count against your license. Um, if he's standing in the middle of the road filming and you hit him, then I think it might be points. It might be points towards that plaque that you get for taking out stupid people. But yeah, I kind of feel the same way, Santee, when it comes to the police and emergency and stuff like that. Um, when they're trying to do something or trying to get somewhere and people aren't pulling over, if they would actually make it a law instead of just a common courtesy, that if you have an emergency vehicle coming up behind you, you should pull off to the side of the road or at least stop so they can move out into that turn lane and get around vehicles or get between, same direction and oncoming vehicles without an issue. But a lot of people don't even stop. They're just like, screw that common courtesy thing. So, Squatch, good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well this morning. Hope you're doing better since everything that happened in the last couple weeks. Um, been pretty rough, I'm sure. So let me see here. Ha ha. If a YouTuber falls in the forest, do they make a sound? um, I don't know. That's a good question, though. Um, I saw a shirt yesterday that said you can't fix stupid, but you can charge for it. What was that one I saw here a couple weeks ago? Oh, it said something like, I can fix stupid, but it may hurt. And I really want that shirt. I really want that shirt. Yeah, but I'm getting there. Thank you. You're welcome, bud. Anytime. Anytime. If a YouTuber falls in the forest and makes a sound, they can edit it out and post. True that. True that. Oh my God. Morning, John. Good to see you. Add a dinosaur to cover it up. There you go. There you go. Well, guys, we have got less than a month um, to the next Ghostorama. It's going to be the 19th of August. Of course, Jan and Jay is going to be up here again, just like they were last August. Jan, don't forget to bring your kitty carriers. We kind of, sort of want to adopt Chalkboard, the little dark gray calico mix, because she's just so darn cute. But the two golden kittens, Willow adopted one of them, one of the three, but we still have the two golden kittens that look like Tucker. So, well, one of them's real bright like him, then the other one's a dull yellow. So don't forget to bring your kitty carriers, because you're going to be taking home more than you come with. Yes, yes, it is going to be at the poor, poor house. What are you turning into, the cat lady? Well, I'll tell you what, to be honest with you, I think it would be more economically feasible for us to get Mama Kitty fixed, even though she's not ours, since the neighbors moved away and their their daughter and her boyfriend comes back on the weekends to stay at the apartment above the garage. Um, but I think it'd be more economically feasible to get Mama Kitty fixed. That way, there's no more kittens. Because every time she has a litter of kittens, one of them is just so damn cute that yeah, I'm going to turn into the crazy cat lady off The Simpsons, sitting out on my porch with 70 cats crawling all over the place. And see, Tony, I'm kind of, sort of, almost, but not quite the same way. I used to not like cats. I used to not like cats at all. I've been a dog person. I mean, my first dog was a retired German Shepherd police dog. Um, my next dog was a Husky Spitz mix. My next dog was a Malamute Timberwolf. My next dog was a Husky Prairie Wolf breed. But I've never had cats. And when they adopted Ralphie, when I was away doing an event uh, 5 years ago, he won my heart over, and now I'm bipetrol. You know, I love cats and dogs. So Catman Drew and the Mysteries of the Furball House. Oh, believe me, we got the fur. We got the fur. I run the vacuum every single night throughout the house when right after I do dishes when Steph's at work. And I ran it last night just out here on the big area rug we have in the living room, and I literally have enough fur. I had enough fur in the tank of the vacuum cleaner to build a cat. So to hell with Build a Bear. We're going to start the Build a Cat program, and yeah, oh yeah. Hope you're doing good this morning, John. Sorry about freaking 8 cats. I have 1 cat, 7 dogs. I think I'm good. You need these 2 kittens. You're going to fall in love with these kittens. I can guarantee you're going to fall in love with these kittens. Especially, especially when you actually can pick one of them up and lay it on its back in your arms like a baby. It just lays there. Kiss me, scratch my belly, rub my paws, play with my ears. Uh. Don't get me wrong, I have a cat. Cats serve a purpose. Yeah, they can get into places to kill small rodents that big dogs can't. Sadly enough, I think Ralph would be scared of a rodent, and George would just play it to death. I have a demon, no need for a cat or dog. A possessed cat would be cool. You know, one that jumps from the tower and makes a 15-foot jump over to the couch and just stares at you with them glowing eyes. You know, like the Pet Cemetery cat. Oh, glowing eyes and stuff. Jay played Santa yesterday for the first time. They want him back for the holidays. Yeah, I was kind of hoping he would pop in this morning because he said something Friday when we done the live stream that he was going to play Santa over the weekend, and I was going to ask him, how it went and everything. So I'm glad. That's good. That's good. He makes a good Santa though. He's just so doggone jolly and giggly and smiley. And makes a good Santa. Are you done percolating now? Can I actually get some coffee out of you? Bloody hell. Yeah, now you're filling back up. Good job. Problem I never had was the old percolator. You guys remember my percolator, right? My old one. I'd percolate a pot of coffee and it would just drain straight back through into the tank, and boy, I could get a pot of coffee up with no problem. This one here will sit and hold coffee in the top of it for 20 minutes after it's done percolating. And about every half hour or so, it runs the cycle back through again, heats back up, And it does it again. So out of an hour, I got about 15 minutes. I can get coffee out of this thing and actually fill the cup up in within a 2-minute span. Oh, good morning, Sarah. Good to see you, dear. Hope you're doing well this morning. First child that saw him ran up and gave him a hug. Aww, that's cute. Dook-a-dook-dook. Oh, I'm great. How are y'all? Fit as a fiddle and ready to fly. I'm like a leaf on the wind. Just going wherever I can, however fast the wind takes me, and enjoying the fluttering. How's the new job? Well, I was explaining at the beginning of this, the new job's going really, really well. Obviously, I made an impression. Um, we, um, I got a phone call yesterday, and the young guy that works normally during the daytime, um, young guy, probably 23, 24 years old, was involved in a grease fire on Saturday. Or I shouldn't say a grease fire; it was a grease flare up, and he got burnt pretty bad. He's going to be okay, but he is he's going to be laid up in the hospital for a few days. So they called me and they want me to cover mine and his shift this week. So I got to be in there today here in just a few hours and work until tonight, and then do the same thing for the next 5 or 6 days until they find out what Doc's going to tell him. So find out how he's recovering and stuff. Good morning, Danny. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well this morning. Oh, nobody print anything. Nobody print anything. I can't see out of the right eye. Hold on. Everything's a blur. Oh, the town went to is super haunted. I had things that I saw and felt. Morning, Gunny. Hope you're doing good. Y'all don't forget like, subscribe, click the bell if you haven't already. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. Good morning, Danny. Good to see you, bud. I made a room reservation. Morning, Mike. Oh, yeah, I'm going to make the money, bud. I mean, it's not that great up there, but the hours are going to help. The place wouldn't be so bad if it just wasn't so damn hot. When I went in there the first day last week, it was actually hotter there than it was at the other place. We have a thermostat or a thermometer back there in the back room, and in the area right there at my prep table where I do the pizzas at, it was 93 degrees with little or no airflow. So I'm gonna lose weight. I mean, you always look for the silver lining on the darkest cloud. Um, I'm gonna lose weight. We just did Frankenfest in Port Huron. It was awesome. I seen Amy's video yesterday on it. It looked like it was a great function, man. I wish I could have made it to that. I didn't do anything all weekend long. If I would have known it was going to be like that, then I would have made arrangements, but I didn't. No red roof for us this year. Um, actually be able to take a shower this time. Y'all heard this uproar about Jason Aldean's new song. I have been watching nothing but reactions and stuff to that video for a couple days now. And, well, needless to say, I got my own opinions about it. And it's, they're good opinions, honestly. Um, that song is about as far from racist as any song could possibly be. And I was watching a reaction this morning, and even the couple who were African American, the couple that were reviewing the song were African American, and he was asking his wife questions. Well, do you notice that, this is all Antifa, or do you notice this is all BLM riots and stuff? And she said, but they're all news clips, and there are Caucasian people there too. And then he turned around and said, he said, my personal opinion on this is the only people that find conflict with this song are the people that go out and adamantly search for conflict. He said, I love the song. I love the message behind it. He said, we live in a small town. He goes, and I'm here to tell you right now, regardless of what color you are or anything else, we stand up for each other around here. That shit wouldn't fly in my town. And it's like, yes. And then, of course, Aldean made the remark in concert the other night. He had a nice long speech about that song and people's reaction to it, and it was just pretty much screw anybody that don't like it, and hugs and kisses to y'all that do. Gonna get a lot worse this week. Better wear your shorts, loose clothing, take it from a floor chef. Oh, I know, it's gonna be a warm one. Sounds like the days when I worked at Chocolatier. It was hot in the kitchen, minus 20 weather. We was in shorts, the back door wide open. And see, it's the funny thing is, you got this big long kitchen. It's probably 20 feet wide by 40 or 45 feet long. And the second that you walk past the two freezers down the hallway, the second you pass into that hallway, temperature drops like 30 degrees. And by the time you get down that 50-foot hallway into the storeroom, temperature's 50 degrees back there. It's it's amazing. And even at that, when you walk out of the kitchen out into the bar itself, it's 30 degrees cooler out in the bar. So there's ways of cooling off. We filled the lecture room both times. Awesome. Cool beans. I love the song. Live in a small town. I love this song. I really don't see how they make that connection. It's all ridiculous. I'm off to go watch my grandson. All right, Danny. Have a good day, bud. Take care of yourself. I'll get with you here real soon. We'll chat about Ghostorama. Unfortunately, we live in a society where if one sheep falls off the cliff, everybody else does it without thinking. If you ask half the people why they're mad, they couldn't tell you. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Jay says hi. He's not going to be able to chat this morning. Well, tell him ho ho ho, and glad he had a good time yesterday. And see him here in about 3 weeks. That's pretty well put, Tony. That's actually pretty well put right there. We live in a population that can look down at their weenies and say, "Am I a girl?" And it really, honestly, it doesn't even have anything to do with that. It's just the fact that people. Number one, the courthouse he's standing in front of. Now, somebody on TikTok had to dig really, really deep um, to find the information on that courthouse. Now, long about 1920s or something like that, I guess they had a public hanging out on that courthouse, outside from a second story window on that courthouse. So everybody's saying, "Oh well, he picked that courthouse because of that." But a black news reporter who is friends with Jason Aldean, a young lady, came out and said they used that same courthouse in the Hannah Montana movie, and she's about as right as you can get. So, you know, no, no, that's not the Back to the Future courthouse. That was actually clear across the country, but it resembles it quite a bit. But I mean, seriously, if you want to start nitpicking at things like what happened 100 years ago at that courthouse, um, everybody screams they love the courthouse in Marion, Indiana. Hey, Debbie, good to see you, dear. Hope you're doing well this morning. Everybody loves the old limestone courthouse in Marion, Indiana. That place was cut from Indiana limestone in southern Indiana about 100 years ago, and it has. If you pull down the paneling on the inside of it, and I know this because they just remodeled the place a few years ago. The there's actually fossils in the limestone. You can see them on the inside of the limestone where it was not polished at. And 1950, 1950 or 50s, late 40s, early 50s, a young woman accused an African American male of doing very bad things to her, and the community actually got together and drug him out of the jail and up to the courthouse and done the same thing to him right there in Marion, Indiana, while her and her teenage boyfriend and all his buddies sat back and laughed that, well, that's just one more we got off the street. But people still to this day revel on that courthouse and how beautiful it is and everything. And what they do, they cut down the tree. They cut down the tree where it all happened at, and that's where Santa Claus sets up now at Christmas time every year on the courthouse square. So yeah, you can't you can't pick and choose your history. History is history, regardless of how shiny and pretty or how dirty and stormy it is. History is history. Exactly, the courthouse didn't do anything. You're right. Let me flip back up here a little bit, and it really seems to be fleeting to some. Sure looks like it to me. I'm pretty certain that courthouse was selected for its area. It is like a movie screen. It was, and that's exactly it. Well, that and the fact that that courthouse, where it's located at, is actually just a few miles down the road from Aldine's house. And that's what that YouTuber slash news reporter, the African American girl, that's what she was saying. She's been to Jason Aldean's house. They're very, very close friends. And, he's welcomed her entire family to his place and everything. She she even made the remark, about racist. I've never met a least racist person in my life. So, you know, he picked that place because it was a very, very short driving distance from his house. It's only like 3 or 4 miles from his house to that place. So, for those of you that are Jason Aldean fans, now you know approximately where he lives. Is our history replete with horrific things? Yes, of course it is. Humans are. Yep, 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 yep. Very well put. Very well put. Oh, goodness gracious. The really sad thing is I was supposed to work this weekend at the old place. I haven't even got message one from anybody yet because of the nice long letter that I left them. Basically saying the place should be condemned. Boss is a butthole. Um, Things like that. I've not got a bloody word from them. So I'll miss the people that I worked with. I will not miss the person that I worked for, and I will not miss the place that we worked in. Let's put it that way. Having said that, I haven't lynched anybody. Nope, me neither. Me neither. Stephen, good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well this morning. Person asked me once why people don't volunteer for community functions. Answer is you fart. Yep, yep, that's right, Gunny. You are correct. That busy didn't hear what you said about how the new job was going. Great. I'll just sum it all up. I'll say great. It's going really well. At least they know they can depend on me, and when something goes wrong, I'm the first one they call. So, was you playing Johnny Paycheck in the background when you gave them that letter? Dev, it actually crossed my mind to write that in the letter. Take this job and shove it. Boom, boom. Ain't working here no more. And I thought, nope. I'm gonna be completely unlike my normal self and put no humor in this note at all. It's gonna be straight up serious, and well, needless to say, it's yeah. I honestly don't see if they close in December for December, January, and February, I don't see their business ever returning. Or at least the business like they want. With the money, he's the almost $200,000 he's going to spend before the end of summer, doubling the size of the deck, getting the outside pizza oven, getting his beer license, things like that he wants to do. I don't see his business ever picking back up again. Mainly because he lost his town's number one pizza guy when I went up and started making pizzas uptown. So my first live stream show will be called Hee Haw when I go live on my PC. If you're not working, Drew, you can come on. You know when I'm going live. Okay, sounds good. You know I'll always pop up in a live, bud. I'll make time pop up in lives when I can. It sure makes a difference when you like everyone you work with. And quite honestly, that's the only reason I stayed there as long as I did, is because I liked the people that I worked with. For most of my life, I worked alone. I see, and that's what I like, is only having one or two other people in that big old kitchen. You know, we've got the window and the door coming into the kitchen from the bar, and then we've got a huge prep table here, and then we've got a prep table over here that's got the cold station and stuff to make the sandwiches and things like that. Then down at the very end, going this way, is my pizza table, and just right over here to my right is my 3 layer pizza oven. So I've got all this open space to myself. I've got probably 12 or 15 feet behind me. That's where the sinks and everything are at. So I've got plenty of room to myself in there. I can move. It's not like the other place where you've got a 5 foot wide by 20 foot long front line, and you've just got people stacked, serving ice cream, running the registers, working the fryer, or working the grill, working the fryer, working the broaster, working the ice cream machine, making cones. No, it's not near as cluttered. I mean, there was a lot of times that you couldn't even get from one end of the line to the other because there were so many people on the front line, and it was so shallow that, because you figure it's 5 foot wide, but by the time you put a 2.5 foot prep table in there with all the cold veggies and stuff in it, then you've got a 2.5 foot section and people back to back with each other, and you can't get through. There's no working space. So are we gonna have to come to the bar to see you when we get there? I don't know. I know I've got I think I've got the 18th, 19th, and 20th scheduled off. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Um, and around that, I have no idea. But yeah, we can go up to the bar, and I think I can, probably finagle my way back into the kitchen to make some dinner for us. Or maybe I'll just sit out in the bar with you guys and let somebody else make the damn dinner. No more early watch. Oh, that sucks. They're coming on the 17th? Okay. Well, hopefully, I'll at least be off work by the time you get here. So, yeah, if you want to, you can bring steaks. I'll never pass up one of Jay's steaks. Are you kidding me? I don't pass up a steak. I'll call in deceased and stay home and eat a steak until I feel like I'm deceased, or I should be. Thank you, Debbie, for running all the channel links and stuff like that. I was really hoping to have the new cover for the pop-up or for the awning before Ghostorama, but it doesn't look like it. Um, does not look like it. My phone is currently off. Something happened with Steph's bank account, and she just found out yesterday. Um, she got paid on Friday and paid several of her bills. And we were at the store yesterday, and she tried to run her debit card, and it wouldn't work. And she tried 3 or 4 times, and she called her card. She had to use her credit card, and that kind of, that was weird. But when we got out of the car, she called. There's not a place to report a 24-hour service or a weekend service when there's card issues. So she has to call the bank this morning and find out, because I found out yesterday that they tried to take out my money for the phone bill on Saturday, and it wouldn't let them. So between Friday, when she paid all of her bills, and Saturday, something happened with her account where it locked it, and she hasn't got a notification of anything. So my phone is currently off, and any bills that may have tried to be pulled out over the weekend um, didn't. So who knows? That's why I hate technology. There's always something. There's always something. But yeah, I planned on having the brand new cover for the 12 by 12 um, before Ghostorama, but it does not look like it's going to happen. Full government control of your money. Yeah. Yeah, that scares me. I was, my car payment comes out of my account next Monday. The score credit score system. Yeah. Well, and I was thinking about that the other day. Is all the places, um, all the different problems people have had lately with bank accounts and stuff like that. And it made me think about here a few years ago when they were talking about that chip that you're supposed to put in your body or something like that. And you're supposed to be able to do all your financial transactions and stuff like that just scanning that chip. Don't worry about debit cards, don't worry about credit cards, don't worry about anything. You just scan that chip. It's kind of like the magnetic strip on the back of your driver's license. It has all your information stored on it. It has access to all your financial institutions, everything. So yeah, that I'm glad that hasn't gone into effect yet. I check my account daily. Money. What's that? I never get to see it anymore. I, I'm right there with you. So be cashing my checks and keeping the money at home. Yeah, that is some real mark of the. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yep, I feel the same way, Sarah. I don't want um I don't want no bloody chip in my body, especially in my hand or something like that. Um, that has all of my information on it. I really, I mean, it's going to make it virtually impossible, at least at the start, for anyone to steal your identity because they'd have to steal you to steal your identity. But yeah, I don't want, no, nope. I please don't forget some each other. That's why I share everyone's link. I have guns. I can get my needs met in a cashless society. Yep. Never give up your guns. Yeah, and that was something else. Tony brought up the Jason Aldean song earlier, and it's it's actually quite humorous. The second chorus of that song, or the second verse of that song was, "I got a gun that my grandpa gave me," and they're talking about the government trying to round up all the guns, and he says that shit won't fly down here. Try that in a small town. So I mean, he's talking about America as a lump. All the bad stuff that's going on in the big cities and with the government and stuff like that, and just basically saying that stuff won't fly in a small town. So yeah, I hate to say it. I've only done it once before, and it was over the Ghostbusters premiere 2 years ago. And I think um, before it's all said and done, this Tennessee-born boy is going to be doing a review of that video and calling people out on it. So I'm probably going to get in trouble again, but y'all know I can't keep my mouth shut. So I only have two hands and a lot of. Yep. Oh yes. Well, I have two hands and no guns, so we're not doing too awful bad. But I have a lot of very, very sharp edged things that throw nicely. I'm going to wait till the top of the hour here, and I'm going to bring up another subject, and y'all can laugh about it if you want to, but it's something that I'm thinking about doing very seriously. I've discussed it with the wife a couple times, and though she thinks it would be nice to get out there and give it a try, um, she has her doubts and fears. So we're just gonna see what y'all think. Keep your Bible in one hand, and the gun in the other. Yep, the American way, right there. Or well, what used to be the American way. Back when the country was founded on the three G's: God, guts, and guns. Nope, nope, definitely not a sex change. Definitely not a sex change. I like uh, I like everything exactly where it is now and exactly how it is. So nope, it will not be a sex change. Okay, Well, here we go. Um, recent weeks, I have been paying a lot of attention to a TV show called Alone, and I've watched all 8 seasons of it in the last couple weeks. That's usually what I watch when I, finally get out of the studio and move into the bedroom. I'll flip on Discovery and I will start watching Alone. And I sit there with the wife, and a lot of times, she'll watch it with me sometimes when she's home. But I point out all the mistakes these people make, building their lodging, hunting, things like that. Um, how they set up their traps, how they set up their snares, their fishing. Now, it says at the beginning of the show that these are all trained outdoors people. And a lot of them during the process of the season in the different episodes will tell you, oh, well, I hunt, but I have a regular job. I don't get to spend as much time outdoors as I like. Oh, I grew up with a dad that hunted and took me out with him. And then you have people who, like in season 8, the last season, which was last year. Um, one guy's done a personal 100-day expedition in Alaska. He hunted, trapped, built his own lodge, traveled on foot, the whole shebang. Um, but you go to survival boot camp so they can teach you different things about the location that you're going to be in, different plants you can eat, hunting regulations, fishing regulations, stuff like that. And I told the wife, I said, the oldest person on there was a 57-year-old woman who lived in Idaho, I believe. And she actually made it like 72 days, 71 days, 72 days, something like that, out of the 90 days she had to be out there. And I'm sitting here and I'm watching these people and I'm thinking, I've gone to um, reenactments that I've spent 2 and 3 weeks at, or I've gone to national shoots where you're there for almost a month camping, and we were doing the things that these people were doing a month before they started doing it. You know, oh, I'm living day for day. I'm going out and hunting every day. I'm not going to surplus food, or it just takes up too much energy and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, no, no, do things the way the natives did. You know, you don't just live for today. You live for 2 or 3 weeks. Um, and you hunt for 2 or 3 weeks. Oh, I got a squirrel today. I'm going to eat really good tonight. No, shoot 9 more or hunt 9 more. That way you've got a week and a half's worth of food there. Oh, I got a salmon today. I'm going to eat really good for the next 2 days. No, you just caught that salmon in the first 5 minutes. Go out and get 8 or 10 more and smoke them and preserve the meat. And that way you've got 2 weeks worth of food there. Yeah, so I'm very, very seriously thinking about um, filling out the application for the 2024 season of Alone. Um, it won't start filming until the end of September. 2024. It'll air 2025. Um, but the way I am about the outdoors, the way I am about solitude, and contrary to popular belief, you do get paid whether you win or not. It's usually like if it's a $500,000 show or $1 million show. So let's say 500,000. Um, if you win, you get the $500,000 minus taxes. If you come in second place, you get like $250,000 minus taxes, and then for third place, you get like $100,000 minus taxes. But you get paid to film the show. I heard the door pop open, but I'm blind.
I forgot it was Monday. Just come see me when you're done.
Oh, okay. Um, but you do get paid somewhere between $1,000 a week and $2,000 a week, depending upon how much filming you do. And you guys know I'm I'm a goat when it comes to filming. I'd be in front of a camera all the time. Um, but so if you're gone for 3 months for a 90-day shoot, or a 90-day episode, you're going to get paid anywhere between $1,000 and $2,000 a week for each week that you're gone. So okay, you're gone for what, 3 months? That's 12 weeks. You're going to make $24,000, anywhere between $12,000 and $24,000 just for being gone for those 3 weeks. So shoot back up here real quick. Make an attractive woman. You can check my channel later. If you like ghost and poltergeist activity, it's a shame you're not closer, Debbie. I would love to do a collab with you. Be kind of cool. From what I glean alone, can teach skills. It really can. It really can teach skills. Um, People learn a lot by just using common sense, and a lot of them don't use common sense. I'm planning my first hunt as we speak. It's funny, I am too. Thumbs up this live stream. I heard that one of the big reasons that people get out on alone is the absence of fat in their diets. Yeah, yeah, they do. That's a big reason. Please consider donating to the channel. Help Drew get more great equipment. Investigate. Now we need the equipment, that's for sure. Um, Alone is for stupid people to watch, like most reality TV is. I like Alone. It's so much better than like Survivor and like that. Um, just watching people try to forage, try to trap or snare. Um, there's not a lot of ingenuity involved. A lot of these people um, don't know what they're doing. They're good at hunting or they're good at trapping or something like that, and they think they can go out and they can survive on just hunting and trapping. But what they don't realize is filming starts like the beginning of the third week of September, and you might be out there until October, November. You might be out there until the middle of December in the Arctic or extreme northern Canada or Siberia or someplace, you know, Victoria Island, um, Grizzly Mountain. I also watch these people, and none of them set up predatory deterrence. Oh, well, there's a grizzly bear outside my tent. I'm going to be very, very quiet, and hopefully he don't come in here. if you had some kind of deterrent out there that grizzly couldn't pass through, then you would not have to worry about him breathing on the front flap of your tent or chewing on your toe while you're sleeping. Squirrel and salmon are good choices, fish especially. Yep. Morning, Freedom. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I've done that off the land gig when doing living history. It ain't pretty. Never seen the show. I think you better. I just lost that. Where's it at? Better to know how than not. Yeah, really. Well, perhaps ham is a better pick. Nervous when you first started recording? Yes. I didn't know how to do it. I'll be honest about it. I didn't know a damn thing about recording or anything. I wish my old videos, my original videos, were still up on here. People would laugh if they seen me now compared to what it was like 4 years ago. Salary for a year, 12 weeks. My first hunt is in a week. Hot as hell that is. It won't go. It's questionable on heat, spoiling the meat. I hope the hunt is successful, Tony. Can't wait to hear about it. Yeah, me too. I'd like to know how your first hunt goes. Don't much matter. It's worth it. Well, and even, and this is one thing, there was one guy on there, I think he was on season 7, and he actually understood the concept of if you dig down and you dig down past the permafrost layer, that the ground is a much cooler temperature. And if you're smart about it and you take your time and you line the hole just right, you can set up a cache of smoked meat and stuff down inside the ground, and once it's been smoked, you don't got to worry about the spoiling thing. But he took his axe, he made a wooden mallet, he made real nice planks and lined the inside of this thing and stuck all of his meat and stuff down inside there, and then made a very heavy door and then put sod back over the top of it. And he was very, very smart about it. I don't know. I don't know. It's an old man's flight of fancy, I guess, to try to prove that he's still capable of doing something. Pretty confident in many things. We started early once. Nervous, however, it really isn't video. Fire when it's 90 degrees is a problem. Well, and see, I've done the summer cooking fires and coffee fires and stuff like that. But that's the thing about this show. They never stick you anywhere when it's hot. You're always someplace challenging. You're either in Alaska or you're in northern Canada, or you're way out on the west coast in Canada, or something like that, and then you go out, of course, like I said, halfway through September. So your temperatures are already in the 50s, 40s or 50s. They're getting down in the 30s and 40s at night. So you never have to worry about the hot temperatures. You only have to worry about staying warm. Oh, no, but I want to get one. I have a pistol. I can shoot accurately. But my point is, where survival is involved at all seasons, that, damn it, why is that little heart right there in the center of my damn chat? I can't read anything on the bottom, on the far right side. But my point is, where survival is involved, that is all seasons. Yeah, okay. But I told my wife, I said, I'm gonna have to get my hands on a decent hunting knife now, and I need to I need to get my hands on another tomahawk, a nice tomahawk, good, nice tomahawk. Um, because not only do they supply you with survival equipment, but you have 10 items that you can bring that you feel are going to help you to make it through. And of course, I told her one of the very first things I'm going to pack is a roll of sinew. You know, nine. I think it's once you break it down, it's 4,500 yards of additional, you know, fishing line or straps to tie things with, or whatever the case may be. So that seems like the one thing people always run out of are ways of securing things. It's like, well, none of you people are reenactors, because I have come to find out in 33 years that a good roll of artificial sinew is a lifesaver. You can even you can even secure your poles on your lodging with sinew at 50 pounds of pressure per square inch. Um, yeah, you can really go through it. Speaking of heat, Friday we're reaching 106. Jeez, criminy. Be able to shoot well enough, clearly kill the game, the most minimal suffering as possible. Yep, and that's something else I'm going to need to get my hands on if I start thinking very seriously about this. Is a new bow. The last bow I had was a plains horse bow, only about, God, 2.5 foot, so you could shoot it from a horse's back, and that's been gone for a long time. Need to get my hands on a new bow. Never considered humidity in hell. I understand that. I'd have to do a lot of practicing to be more accurate. Practice makes perfect, they say. But yeah, I seen Sarah made a remark earlier about, for that kind of money, for 12 weeks work, that's half of her annual income. And I was, uh, I was, telling the wife the other night when we were watching it together. It's like, even if I made it to, second runner up, $100,000, you know, $100,000, not only could we pay off the house, pay off the car, you know, help my mom and dad to pay off their house, but, I could give back a little bit of monetary joy to other folks as well. I have a crossbow that I shoot with. Tip is to get an actual squirrel target. Practice with it, aiming at the eye. The whole aim, yeah, aim small, miss small. You're right. I do archery. There's too much potential. I don't do archery. There's too much potential for suffering. And see, that was one thing that really got me about it was I think it was the last season, season 8, um, of Alone. They had one guy that shot a squirrel from about 45 yards away and shot it right through the eyes, and then turned right around not 15 minutes later and shot another squirrel and went right below the ear and right below. I mean, straight. That first shot was amazing. I've been around a lot of good bowmen in my life, doing reenacting, doing nature runs, and stuff like that with people. I've never seen a guy or a girl that could make a 40-yard shot and go into a spot that big with the arrow and come out the other side in the same spot. It was absolutely freaking amazing. I've never seen anything like it in my life. I had to rewind it and look at the arrow when he ran up on it. I don't like crawling on the ground looking for blood droplets. I can't draw a bow anymore. Well, see, I wouldn't use a modern bow anyway. I'd use an old recurve bow. That way, when you're drawing back, you don't have to worry about that last lock in to have it, at full draw. Um, kind of makes me regret ever feeling like I've moved past a spot in my life. I used to be very efficient shooting an old recurve bow, and I got rid of the bow and I started dealing more with black powder. And now I'm at that point where I wish I still had my old recurve bow. Because I mean, just the draw on a recurve bow is so much easier and smoother. You don't got to worry about the pulleys and stuff. And when you draw back, there is no final lock into position. I mean, it is just a smooth draw. So I'm not thrilled with archery. I prefer guns. The way I use $35 arrow, which makes you long rifles 3 cents. Compound bow is easier to hold at full draw than a recurve. Mm, I've never been a fan of um, I've never been a fan of the formed grip on a compound bow. It just seems to never fit your hand right. Where I mean, if it's a nice leather wrap, straight, I mean, you've got that grip right there. You can adjust your fingers to how you want it to sit on that grip. I just never, I've just never been a fan of a recurve or of a compound. Too bad. We is already married. I learned archery on a recurve. So die. Never had a compound bow. Shot quite a few of them. Never liked them. Haven't found one yet that I like. Didn't matter who made it, where it come from, what kind of customization was done to it. And besides that, the nice thing about a recurve bow is I can make my own arrows. Um, I used to make arrows all the time. Willow is wonderful. Hickory is wonderful. Hell, anything if it's straight enough or it can be straightened is wonderful. Compound bows have to be sized to fit. And that's probably why I've never ran across one that I liked, that felt comfortable, felt natural. Let's put it that way. Felt natural. Well, 9:26. We got about 4 more minutes, guys, and I have to go jump in the shower and get ready to start this amazing week. The fact that you can should say a lot about the difference of the two. I don't know. It's a thought right now. It's a thought right now. They're constantly they're constantly taking the applications. So even if I filled one out now, I very well may not even pick the draw. So what they do is they you when the season starts, you have 10 participants. Well, they actually accept 20 applications a year, and when they send you to survival boot camp, they weed out the 10 weakest people there, the 10 that can't learn or can't don't have the working knowledge of doing something, and then you wind up with your final 10 uh, for that season shooting. So who knows? The wife's biggest the wife's biggest fear is my health the way it is, even though this new medication has dropped my blood sugar down to where it should be. I'm actually running in the mid to high 100s now instead of the mid 300s like I have for 7 years. Um, so that is her biggest fear is me going out there, with my knees or my back or something. Of course, she forgets the fact that when I was reenacting on a regular basis and constantly sleeping on the ground and stuff like that, I didn't have half the issues that I have now. So I do like the ergonomics of a recurve. I could not draw a recurve as heavy as a compound, the same weight. I need to get chicken feed, but we're supposed to have storms all day and hail. Not taking this car out with a threat of hail. Skin is too soft compared to my old car. Yep. Don't want to ding up the new car. Do not want to ding up the new car. I don't know. Like I said, it was a thought. It's something that's swirling around inside my head. Um, it isn't like the show. Don't have medical services right there on hand. Um, no, 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 no. Sometimes they're an hour, hour and a half away, and they do come in once a week to do a checkup. People that are on regular medication, they get their medication. Um, when medical services comes in and does the check. Um, but still, if there's an emergency or something like that, they are an hour, hour and a half away by helicopter or by boat. So once again, something to be considered. Like I fell against it when I lost my balance, put a dent in it. Damn. Morning, fish. Good to see you, bud. This day got to run. All right, Freedom. I'm gonna head out of here too. I have to get ready for work since I have to work today and tomorrow, and instead of having them off with the wife. But like I said, it was an idea, guys. Wanted to run it past y'all, and I'm sure we'll talk more about it later. The more into it that I read, um, but I don't know. We'll see. But I'm gonna head out of here. Go get ready for work. You guys all take care. Have a great Monday. Have a good start to your week. I don't know how late I'll be working tonight, so I don't know if I'll be on here tonight or passed out in the living room floor with my kid walking on my back. Um, we'll just have to wait and see. So, but you guys all take care. Have a great day. Try to have a little bit of fun, and we'll catch y'all later on this week. Video coming out tomorrow. Very special video coming out tomorrow. One I've been trying to work on for a while now. I have finally compiled enough good information on it to get it out. So don't forget about that. And we'll try to catch y'all. If we don't do something tonight, we'll try to catch y'all on like Wednesday or something. So y'all take care. Have a great day. Have a great week. And we'll catch y'all later. Have a good day, y'all.